received another package from Amazon, and that can only mean one thing. I have a product to review. Let's open this together and see what I got this time. Well, it's packed nicely. Well, it's packed nicely here with some sealed air. What's in this bag? It's an Aukey 5000 milliamp power bank, and as you can see, it's factory sealed, brand new. We're going to open this thing up, and I'm going to do a few things on here. We'll first charge the battery up. Let's take a look at this thing first of all. Still factory sealed. Caution, lithium-ion battery, do not load or transport package if damaged. Cool, okay. So, this is our power bank, and I don't know what that's for. We'll take a look in here and see what we've got. Okay, this one comes with, this is kind of cool. I don't have any use for this yet, but I'm sure my daughter would have a use for this. It comes with a USB-C cable. So if you've got a USB-C phone, you can plug this in without using an adapter. I don't have any use for that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge this thing first of all, because I don't know whether it's got a charge in it or not. So I'm going to get my charge cord out, and we're going to put a full charge into this unit, just using my standard USB charger. And I guess I have to use this USB-C adapter to charge it. So I'm going to plug this in, I'm going to charge this up, then we're going to get a test cable out, and we're going to actually measure using my little amp hour tester. We'll test it through the inverter first, and then we'll test it. I'm sure I'm going to crack this thing open at some point. Looks kind of sealed, but I'm sure I can figure out a way to get into this thing. I hope I can get into it without destroying it. Anyway, let's charge it up first, and then we'll run it through a discharge test and see if it actually puts out its rated power. So let's plug this thing in. Oh, it turns blue, and then it turns green. And we're going to let this thing sit here and charge. And I'm sure there's going to be an indicator here to tell me when it's full. So basically what it tells me is when it's green blinks every 3 seconds, it's charging, and when it blinks blue every 3 seconds, it's fully charged. So right now, it's blinking green. So we're going to let it sit here until it blinks blue, and then we'll put it on the discharge cycle and we'll test it on discharge. And the Aukey comes with a 24-month warranty. So they're going to stand behind their product if it breaks down. Of course, they're not going to stand behind it if you take it apart, and that's the intention here. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this thing apart, but I'll certainly try. But we'll do that once I discharge it. I want to see what type of power we can get out of this. Okay, as we can see, the battery bank is charged. Let's discharge it. So like my tests in the past, I was going to use my little battery discharger, but unfortunately I can't. The buck converters in these will not start. This is great for measuring actual cells, but the buck converter just won't start going through this. I've tried it on a couple different battery packs, and the buck converters won't start. So it's not a fault of the battery pack. So I'm going to do my standard resist test. We're going to start it up here. I'm just going to plug it in. I'm going to draw about 2.3 amps. So here we go. Okay, we're drawing 2.3 amps, 2.4 amps. That's maximum power from this thing. And we're going to see, and as you can see, it's already dropping a bit of the voltage down here a bit. So I might just back that down a bit so that I can get my voltage back up. We're getting a bit of a voltage drop just through the wiring here, right? I'm loading this down to maximum power. This battery pack's rated at 2.4 amp. So let's just draw it at maximum power, and we'll let it run here until the voltage goes to 0. And we've started it at 9:37. So I'm just going to let this run, and we'll time lapse this, and we'll see how long this runs, drawing maximum power. Now that this unit is dead, I'm going to see if I can open this thing up. Now this is a solid. I tried to see if the bottom comes off. This is actually aluminum, which you can see it's scratched. This is all metal, this unit. And we'll time lapse this and see how long it did go for there, because it ran for a good probably at least an hour at full power. I'm just seeing if this battery pack can actually be opened up. Be interested to see whether we can open this up and see exactly what's inside it. I don't know whether this cap comes off the top here or not. We'll find out. So we look at this 5,000 milliamp power bank. You notice it says USB-C. You can do 5 volts, 2 amp in and out 3 amps, but USB is 2.4. Well, I was drawing 2.4, so there's no question that it does put out that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to open this thing up or not. I've been trying to figure out a way to get into this. It seems to be all one solid piece. This end cap doesn't appear to come out. I'm going to work on this a bit more and see if I can get this apart. I don't want to cut into it or anything. I don't want to destroy it, but if I can get into this thing to show you guys what's inside it, that would be kind of cool. But this one here doesn't seem to want to come apart. It seems to be really well built. This is a solid metal, as you can see. This is all aluminum. So this seems to be really well built. And I think this would, stand up to a lot of abuse, unlike some of the other ones which are plastic, which are prone to crushing and so forth. This is going to stand up to a lot of abuse. I'm still going to try and get into this thing because I'd like to see what type of cells are actually in this unit here. I don't know whether this end will come out or what. Well, as you can see, I've had no luck getting into this thing. This thing is really well built and is not going to come apart easily. And I'm afraid that if I do take it apart, I'm going to destroy the battery pack. And that's not the idea, because I really would like to use this. So I'm going to end the video now. I can't show you a teardown, unfortunately, on this one, because there's just no way to get this thing apart without damaging it. I'd have to cut into it, and of course you don't want to cut into a lithium-ion battery. I don't see any screws that can be taken out of this thing. This thing just seems to be pressed together very solidly on this end here. I don't even see anything that can come out on this end. This, of course, these are lights, right, that light up. This ring lights up, so I just can't see any way to get into this unit to tear it down. So thanks for watching, and I think this thing's a nice solid little pack. This is certainly the strongest one I've seen yet, because it's resisted every attempt for me to pry my way into this thing. And I think the performance on it looks pretty good. I'm going to charge it up again, and we'll put this unit into a long-term test. Now, before I leave here, I just want to bring up one thing. I get asked questions every day about technology. People ask me to try and help them with their electronic problems, and I don't mind answering questions, but this has got to stop, because I'm getting too many questions every day, people wanting free advice. Going forward, I'm only going to respond to members that are either supporting me through Patreon or PayPal. So if you need an excuse for supporting my channel, there's a good reason right there. You'll get the answers that you want. The rest of the questions that people ask me in the normal comments channel are going to go unanswered. And I'll only respond to people that are supporting me through Patreon or PayPal. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later in the next one. Bye for now.